All right. Hi, Parky Panthers. Hope you're having a good night. It's Ms. Kirshner, the school counselor, and this is
Lennon.
This is Lennon. Where's baby brother?
Upstairs.
Upstairs asleep. We had to do this after baby brother fell asleep. So we wanted to bring you a couple of our favorite bedtime stories. The first one is called Giraffes Can't Dance, and it's about a giraffe named Gerald. So we're going to read it and then show you the pictures. It's one of our favorites. Gerald was a tall giraffe whose neck was long and slim, but his knees were awfully crooked and his legs were rather thin.
There's Gerald.
There's Gerald. He was very good at standing still and munching shoots off trees, but when he tried to run around, he buckled at the knees.
There's the lions.
Now every year in Africa, they hold the jungle dance, where every single animal turns up to skip and prance. And this year when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad, because when it came to dancing, he was really very bad.
There's the rhinos.
The warthogs started waltzing and the rhinos rocked and rolled. The lions danced a tango that was elegant and bold.
There are monkeys.
The chimps all did a cha-cha with a very Latin feel, and 8 baboons then teamed up for a splendid Scottish reel. Gerald swallowed bravely as he walked toward the floor, but the lions saw him coming and they soon began to roar. "Hey, look at clumsy Gerald," the animals all sneered. "Giraffes can't dance, you silly fool. Oh, Gerald, you're so weird." How do you think Gerald's feeling?
Sad.
Kind of sad. Gerald simply froze up. He was rooted to the spot. "They're right," he thought. "I'm useless. Oh, I feel like such a clot." So he crept off from the dance floor and he started walking home. He'd never felt so sad before, so sad and so alone.
Mom, why can't you dance?
I don't know. I'm not sure why they can't dance. Then he found a little clearing and he looked up at the sky. "The moon can be so beautiful," he whispered with a sigh. "Excuse me," coughed a cricket who'd seen Gerald earlier on, "but sometimes when you're different, you just need a different song." Listen to the swaying grass and listen to the trees. To me, the sweetest music are those branches in the breeze. So imagine that the lovely moon is playing just for you. Everything makes music if you really want it to. With that, the cricket smiled and picked up his violin. Then Gerald felt his body do the most amazing thing. His hooves had started shuffling, making circles on the ground. His neck was gently swaying and his tail was swishing round. He threw his legs out sideways and he swung them everywhere. Then he did a backward somersault and leapt up in the air. What's he doing, Lennon? What's he doing?
Dancing.
He's dancing. Gerald felt so wonderful. His mouth was open wide. "I am dancing. Yes, I'm dancing. I am dancing," Gerald cried. How does he look now?
Happy.
He looks so happy. Then one by one each animal who'd been there at the dance arrived while Gerald boogied on and watched him quite entranced. They shouted, "It's a miracle. We must be in a dream. Gerald's the best dancer that we've ever seen." "How did you learn to dance like that? Please, Gerald, tell us how." But Gerald simply twirled around and finished with a bow.
Uh-oh.
Then he raised his head and looked up at the moon and stars above. "We all can dance," he said, "when we find music that we love." And that's the end. That was a good one, wasn't it? Okay, the second book that we're going to read is also one of our favorites. It's called, what's it called?
Oh, the place of yoga.
And who's it by?
Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss. It's one of our very favorites. Oh, the places you'll go.
Read it.
Congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own and you know what you know, and you are the guy who will decide where to go.
I hated you.
You'll look up and down streets, look 'em over with care. About some you will say, I don't choose to go there. With your head full of brains and your shoes full of feet, you're too smart to go down any not so good street. And you may not find any you'll want to go down. In that case, of course, you'll head straight out of town.
That's a mountain.
That is this mountain on the cover, isn't it? It's opener there in the wide open air. Careful, buddy. We have to show them the pictures. Out there, things can happen, and they frequently do, to people as brainy and footsy as you. And when things start to happen, don't worry, don't stew. Just go right along. You'll start happening too. Oh, the places you'll go. You'll be on your way up. You'll be seeing great sights. You'll join the high flyers who soar to high heights. You won't lag behind because you'll have the speed. You'll pass the whole gang and you'll soon take the lead. Wherever you fly, you'll be best of the best. Wherever you go, you will top all the rest. Except when you don't, because sometimes you won't. I'm sorry to say, but sadly it's true that bang-ups and hang-ups can happen to you. You can get all hung up in a prickly perch and your gang will fly on. You'll be left in a lurch. You'll come down from the lurch with an unpleasant bump, and the chances are then that you'll be in a slump. And when you're in a slump, you're not in for much fun. Unslumping yourself is not easily done. You will come to a place where the streets are not marked. Some windows are lighted, but mostly they're darked. A place you could sprain both your elbow and chin. Do you dare to stay out? Do you dare to go in? How much can you lose? How much can you win? And if you go in, should you turn left or right and 3/4, or maybe not quite? Or go around back and sneak in from behind? Simple it's not. I'm afraid you will find for a mind maker upper to make up his mind. You can get so confused that you'll start into race down long wiggled roads at a breaknecking pace and grind on for miles across weirdish wild space, headed, I fear, toward a most useless place, the waiting place.
What's that noise?
For people just waiting for a train to go, or a bus to come, or a plane to go, or the mail to come, or the rain to go, or the phone to ring, or the snow to snow, or waiting around for a yes or no, or waiting for their hair to grow. Everyone is just waiting. Waiting for the fish to bite, or waiting for wind to fly a kite, or waiting around for a Friday night, or waiting perhaps for their Uncle Jake, or a pot to boil, or a better break, or a string of pearls, or a pair of pants, or a wig with curls, or another chance. Everyone is just waiting. No, that's not for you. Somehow you'll escape all that waiting and staying. You'll find the bright places where boom bands are playing. With banner flip-flapping, once more you'll ride high, ready for anything under the sky, ready because you're that kind of guy. Oh, the places you'll go, there is fun to be done, there are points to be scored, there are games to be won. And the magical things you can do with that ball will make you the winningest winner of all. Fame, you'll be famous as famous can be, with the whole wide world watching you win on TV. Except when they don't, because sometimes they won't. I'm afraid that sometimes you'll play lonely games too, games you can't win because you'll play against you. All alone, whether you like it or not, alone will be something you'll be quite a lot. And when you're alone, there's a very good chance you'll meet things that scare you right out of your pants. There are some down the road between hither and yon that can scare you so much, you won't want to go on. But on you will go, though the weather be foul. On you will go, though your enemies prowl. On you will go, though the hack and cracks howl. Onward up many a frightening creek, though your arms may get sore and your sneakers may leak. On and on you will hike, and I know you'll hike far and face up to your problems, whatever they are. You'll get mixed up, of course, as you already know. You'll get mixed up with many strange birds as you go. So be sure when you step with care and great tact, and remember that life's a great balancing act. Just never forget to be dexterous and deft, and never mix up your right foot with your left. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98 3/4% indeed. Kid, you'll move mountains. So be your name Buxbaum or Bixby or Bray or Mordecai, Alley Van Allen O'Shea. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting. So get on your way.
Mom, now are we going to do the pictures?
We did the pictures. We showed them all the pictures, and that's the end. So what we need to tell them now is, oh, not yet. What we need to tell them now is we need to tell them good night. Say good night, Panthers.
Good night, Pampers.
Hopefully you enjoyed your evening story time. I just want to let you guys know that I miss you all so much, and I love you. Wishing you all well. Good night.